Yumiko's latest pinch collection includes all of your favorite styles, reimagined with a classic pinch front neckline. In a dual launch with their brand new official 2020 colors, a few colors have made a triumphant return and new options have also become available. Start off the new year with a fresh look in the studio and personalize your own pinch front Leo through your local store or browse the various ready-to-wear options available online. Shop online at yumiko.com. This episode is brought to you by the Town of Vail, a sponsor helping to host the Vail Dance Festival in our community. I'm Rebecca King-Ferraro.
And I'm Michael Breeden, and you're listening to Conversations on Dance.
Welcome to the Conversations on Dance Higher Education Series. Over the next few weeks, we will be talking with individuals from different college dance programs across the country. This week, we are joined by Carla Körbes, former Pacific Northwest Ballet principal dancer and current associate professor of music in ballet at the Indiana University Jacobs School of Music. Carla was born in Brazil, and in 2000, she joined the New York City Ballet as a member of the Corps de Ballet. In 2005, she went on to join Pacific Northwest Ballet, where she would dance as a principal dancer until her retirement in 2015. Since retiring, she worked as Associate Artistic Director for LA Dance Project before accepting her position at Indiana University. We talk with Carla from the 2019 Vail Dance Festival about her position at the university, what the students' curriculum and daily life is like, and how these dancers are uniquely set up for company life. For more information on the program, visit music.indiana.edu. Listen to our last chat with Carla about her career from 2017 in episode 55.
Thanks for joining us, Carla. It's the end of the festival, and we finally got you in before we're all about to head home. So I'm glad you're here.
Yes, me too.
All right. So we just want to talk with you a little bit about your new position. Well, it's not so new anymore, maybe. Since we last spoke to you, it's new at Indiana University.
When did we last
2 years
speak?
ago.
2017.
Oh, so I was just
about to go.
Yeah.
So
we
now
wanna
this is like
catch
the
up.
sequel.
Wow, now it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what the transition has been like into that role and a little bit about what you're doing there.
Yeah, it's been amazing actually.
Good.
I really didn't know what to expect. Maybe I said that last time.
Yeah.
As I was entering this new world.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like literally after my first day teaching there, I was like, is this real?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're a dancer, like you really love your job, even the days you don't love it, you still love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like dancers sometimes take it for granted how much we love our jobs. And then when you're not dancing, it's like, will I ever find something that it's that fulfilling,
Yeah.
that I can say I love it, or it's just going to be a job?
Mm-hmm.
And I left my first class at IU and I was like, I can't believe it. I love it.
Oh, great.
And it's mainly because of the group of people I'm working with. The staff is amazing. The professors are amazing. And then the students are just, they're so 110%
Yeah.
dedicated to the art form. And so that's that. It's been my past 2 years. I'm just like, I can't believe you guys are incredible.
That's fantastic.
What's your day-to-day routine like? Like how many
You know,
classes?
they run like a company.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we get our schedule, you know, Saturday for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends what we're putting on, what kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
And they go from 11:30 to 5:45.
Wow.
How often are they performing then?
Yeah.
They have 3 shows at the main stage, and then they have a choreographic show in the end of the year. And then we're trying to add, like we're doing things with the jazz band. We're taking them to California this year in a little tour.
Wow.
With, like, because there's so many people composing music there. And we're
Awesome.
just trying to get them on tour now too.
How cool.
That's amazing.
They have 4 shows,
Right.
definite, and then we're trying to add here and there. And they can do the opera. They auditioned for the opera. They did West Side Story,
Wow.
and
So this is interesting to me because I think that really dispels the idea that college and company life can't go together. So they're in a company basically before.
Pretty much.
What better could prepare them than a full day of rehearsals and constant performing?
And then they have their outside field. So they're very capable human beings for sure. You know, if you don't stop to think about it, if you don't think about the college route, you don't stop to think about it.
Sure.
And then you enter it and it's like, oh, it's just like a company.
Wow.
They're getting casted just like a company.
Right.
Stagers come in. We get a lot of people to come in. And they have to audition.
Wow.
So it's just like a company.
Who were some of the people that came in this past year, or maybe over the past 2 years? Some of the
Michelle Gifford came in. Zipporah came in. Did Zipporah come in? We had so many people. I mean, now with Kira Nichols there, that covers a lot of the Balanchine
right.
ballets. But we did Carousel, and we had Michelle come in.
Christopher Wheeldon's Carousel.
Yeah. So that was really fun. We did Mark Morris, so Tina came.
Wow, they're getting a company's rep with company repetitors and wow.
We had Forsyth workshops.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I mean, they're getting a lot of
How involved are you with the choice of repertoire? Is that something that
very
Yeah.
that's a very fun part.
Yeah, I bet.
So now the professors we sit together and pretty much brainstorm. What does the students need? Is that something they haven't done that they need to experience before they graduate? And then we kind of look in the 4 years. So the students are not repeating what they're going to do.
Oh,
so it goes into the cycle.
Right.
Like, are we having a good balance between, we really want to keep the Balanchine legacy, some Jerome Robbins, but we would like to bring Forsyth and Jerry Killian. And those take, as we know, a lot of hours of like understanding how to move that way.
I find this really interesting because as we're talking about this sounds like a quasi company. It is. You're sort of leading it, so you're sort of the director, right? In the way,
not really.
No,
not at all.
But you have an administrative role that is on the artistic side, where you are a part of something like the rep.
Well, yes, we're kind of running in a democracy, but Sarah Roth is really doing the grind work of being a co-chair right now.
Gotcha.
So she's doing a lot of the office work. Thanks, Sarah.
But so what is interesting about this conversation you're telling, like that you're having with the professors, is what do the dancers need? What do we need for them?
We're always brainstorming about like, what do they need? Right. Because now, we talked about this last time, about the diversity of companies. And they can't just do Balanchine.
Yeah.
And then we're like, have fun in the world.
Right.
So, what do they need?
Right.
It's really fun. Like, you're now, caring for this very talented artist's lives.
Yeah.
So
it's been interesting to see more and more dancers coming out of IU. I mean, I was in Boston Ballet with Sarah, and I remember at the time thinking that was quite an anomaly. But now, this year, Miami City Ballet, I'm going to stage a ballet there, and I know two of the dancers just more or less joined from IU. One is directly from IU. Yeah. Another one just coming from Arizona, where I worked with her too.
Student.
Yeah, Anna. She's beautiful.
I know.
Awesome.
I love her.
No, I know. They're getting, I know. She's a perfect example of somebody that sometimes we had to be like, Anna, you can sit down now. She works so hard. It's like,
she was
so refreshing.
She was the understudy for Increases Parada, and she was just 1,000% full out in the back, always.
Yeah, no, our students are getting really nice jobs.
Yeah, must make you so proud.
We had so many graduates this year, and so many got really nice positions all over in LA and Miami City Ballet and like Arizona and Nevada Ballet. It's really cool.
Right.
So what's your process for helping these graduates into the next step?
What's the process? Well, we really are trying to support them through the process. We're giving them workshops. We have this thing at the end of the year, or close to the end, where we get people that have graduated to do it like a FaceTime, Skype meeting to tell them like what has worked for them, what hasn't. Anna did it last year.
Cool.
Like, how has it been your first year out of IU? What was the audition process like? Anna has had a great observation how she was not called, like she sent her material and they were like, no, we don't want to even see you. And then she went for a company class, for an open class, and they loved her and hired her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how sometimes you send your video and it doesn't represent you really.
Of course, yeah.
So I think the students need to hear that, and then, you know, how to write a resume.
Are you keeping their options kind of broad, or do you tailor individuals' needs? Are you like, I think that you'd be good for this company, why don't we try here? Or is it kind of just like...
Well, I think that dancers need to do their homework in terms of what's a company doing, where they're located at, do they like the rap? I don't think it should come from us 100%. Like, I think City Ballet or Miami City Ballet or Arizona Ballet is for you. I think they need to be drawn. Like, we always ask them, okay, give us a list of your 5 top companies. And then if those don't pan out, then what's your next 5
second
company?
tier?
Yeah. And if that doesn't pan out, because that's the reality of
What we do.
what we do.
Yeah.
What's your other plan? Are you going to go to New York? Maybe you're going to send your resume to smaller companies and do projects for a year. But can you afford moving to a place like New York?
Right.
To take good classes, keep your, or maybe do Broadway, or maybe we have one student that got a job at Disney.
Oh, cool.
And actually that's what she wanted to do.
Amazing.
So there's so many options.
Right.
This past year, we met with a lot of people that have graduated like a while back with like Lauren Fadley, that generation, and the amount of stuff that they've done, like commercials and like things that you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
If you really are focused on a ballet company,
Right.
you know, and how happy she was. She was like, I've done this and I've done that. And then the students are like, oh.
Did you ever consider college when you were transitioning from school into company life?
No.
Yeah. So how do you think it's different?
No, because I feel like being in SAB, even though they had the program with Fordham University, like you were aiming yourself for that company, right? New York City Ballet. And then once I got in, let's say my best friend Faye Arthurs, you know, she comes from a very English, like her mom writes books and her dad is an editor and she loves reading. So she knew like I want to do college. And for me, like high school was stressful because of the whole language thing.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So after learning English and spending all the time, like Faye would write an essay in 10 minutes and I'm there 5 hours later. Like I needed a break from academics and then I got a job and that was great. And then I felt by the time that I could restart at Fordham, I felt overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed by having to learn all these rules and then having one day off. And that's the day that you go to college.
Totally. Yeah.
And some people like Faye and a lot of other people in the company, like Unity right now, she's getting a double major.
Oh my goodness.
She's almost done. It's amazing. Maybe it comes easier to them.
Right.
I don't know. It wasn't my path.
Yeah. So how does IU help the dancers balance their academics and their dancing, those two sides of it?
I think it's really hard because they have this set schedule. And because we want them to really experience what it's like to dance for 5 to 6 hours a day, then if they're not really rehearsing, then we're trying to give them more classes or...
Right.
Right? Because that's the life. I just think the rock stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take classes in the morning and then they go and take ballet all day and then they take after ballet
Evening
they go and
classes.
take evening classes.
Wow. That's amazing.
I was like, when you guys eat.
When is that happening?
When is that happening? I mean, I think the like anything, we humans try to balance our lives like where we can.
Right.
How has this experience been different for you from previous roles you've had after your dance career, like say teaching at Colburn or working with Los Angeles Dance Project?
Yeah, it's totally different. Like all those 3 experiences have helped me grow a lot, obviously. Being with LA Dance Project was just so fortunate for me after having a career and then just being able to like dive into that. But it was so different. And I was so raw out of being a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I also became a mom that same year. So like there's so much happening. Since I retired, there's so much happening. I'm learning all these new things, and then had a baby, and then I just had another baby. And then teaching at Colburn was, very special because it was James and Jenny Ringer there. And I think that was really nice for me coming out of PMB and all of a sudden reconnecting with all my New York City Ballet family.
Right. Yeah.
Benjamin. And then Jane and Sebastian came. And then there's Jenny Ringer and James Fayette. So
Yeah.
it's been really nice. And then now I'm at IU with Kara Nichols, who I, danced behind her so many times when I was in the corps, and she was being the star. She was.
We will return to Conversations on Dance in a moment, but first, this week we are sponsored by our good friends at Vayette Virtual Ballet School, the next stage of ballet training. Vayette Virtual Ballet School is a one-of-a-kind online ballet classroom providing world-class ballet training to aspiring students regardless of their location. Vayette Virtual Ballet School believes that teaching proper technique is just as important as nurturing the mental, physical, and emotional aspects of their students. Vayette Virtual Ballet School is an extra push that you need heading into your upcoming audition, competition, or summer intensives. For more information, visit VayetteVirtualBalletSchool.com. That's VEYETTE virtualballetSchool.com, or click the link in the description of this episode.
How does the birth of your second child affect your work schedule? Is it twice as much work, or is it kind of like, okay, I've done this already and now I know how to navigate?
No. Well, I'm still in the phase where I don't sleep at night. So even like right now talking, I feel like in a cloud. So sometimes I look at my students and I'm like, I hope I'm making sense. I love you all. And this is what I have to pass on right now. Having one child is amazing. Having 2 childs is amazing. Double amazing. But it's so much work.
Yeah.
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 Like, I bow out to all the moms out there, like trying to navigate being a mom and working. And I want to be an artist still. So putting that on top of my life. And I definitely feel like sometimes like a juggler, like a circus. I'm like, oh my God, I have to keep all the balls going.
So you said it. You still want to be an artist, which we're happy to hear.
Yes.
And we were very glad to have you back dancing at the festival again, Vail Dance Festival, where we're speaking right now. So then what does that mean for you as a continuation of being an artist? What does that look like for you down the road?
What I think I love about IU is that they really are interested in the professors being out in the world. And we know that ballet has a age, right? Thing that kind of cap us in our career. Maybe some people no, but a lot of us, yes. A lot of the musicians, professors are still performers. And when I joined IU, it was like, oh, yes, you can continue performing. And we would like you to be out in the world teaching and, staging ballets and like really gathering information of what is current in the world.
Yeah,
so you're not stuck just at the university setting, but you're bringing fresh ideas and actually current ideas to the university. But that's easier said than done for a dancer,
Of course,
right? Because a dancer needs to train 6 hours a day.
So what does that mean?
So what does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't like. So, but of course, I come to Vail every year, and I love it. And there's always a conversation that Damien and I have, like, am I ready to dance? Am I going to dance? And this year it was like, I still feel that my body has things to say. My soul definitely has things to say. But that doesn't mean that my body can do it. But like, you know that feeling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, when you're alone in your house and you're like, if I can just move, I could say lots of things.
Yeah.
Right.
When I have to speak them, I can say a lot of things. But when I think of the world, what's happening right now in the news and there's always things happening. But in our lifetime, like, I feel that doing ballets about it would be much easier than writing about it or, I don't know, talking about it. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to keep pursuing projects. If I can dance, I'm going to dance.
So this year you danced for Pam Tanowitz.
I did dance for Pam. She's amazing.
You were so great. What a great piece. That was so nice to have you as a part of it.
Yeah, I've always seen her work here, but I've never obviously got to work with her. It's my first time.
So what was the process like for you?
She's just so real. She's so like comfortable with not knowing and then comfortable with what she likes, which is very refreshing. But I think I really appreciate her being so comfortable at what she doesn't know.
Right.
You know, like, I feel like the world just wants to be an expert on everything.
Right.
And I am really good at this.
Right.
And I'm the best. And Pam is just like, well, I don't know much about this, but I like this drawing. What is this? And you're like, that's a first arabesque. You know what I mean?
And she doesn't care to say that. She doesn't care to ask. Yeah.
And she's not afraid of just asking for what she doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then putting her spin on it.
Yeah.
Pamming it.
Yeah.
Pamming.
I love, like, she was saying that, you know, she was like, point work isn't something I'm super familiar with. So I'm delving more into that. Like, I have to educate myself.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think that's probably something that helps define her work, is her willingness to not let herself feel stupid.
And that's what I was trying to do. Even it wasn't this past year, it was the year before. Everything's melted now in my brain. But we did Martha Graham. Yes, I did Lamentations, but that was my, you know, little toe in Martha Graham. And now I'm sitting in front of the room with my students running a rehearsal for Martha Graham after our stager left. And it's like, what can I bring to the table? And we actually started doing this thing where we did the circle before every rehearsal, and we would like create an intention for the day and bring things that the stager had talked about, and
that's so nice.
Like create our own discovery of Martha Graham.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I want to do that. I want to be like Pam. Pam, I want to be like you.
But that's an interesting point. Like, when you're talking about how IU wants you to be a part of the world and still working the world, here you are doing Pam Tanowitz, which is something new for you.
Right.
That's rooted in some Martha Graham too, right? Or influenced by
Merce
that.
Cunningham.
And Merce Cunningham. Yeah. So that's something then I'm sure you'll bring back to them, that experience.
Yeah.
So lastly, is there, do you have any ideas or projects or goals that you're looking at in the future for the dance program?
Oh, for our program?
Yeah.
Oh, we have so many.
That, and then we'll ask about you too.
Let's not go. Yes, we really want to bring a Jerry Killian for them. I don't think they've ever done it. We want to keep expanding the program. I really want a new building. I want a new building. In order for us to expand, really, what the level, not the level, but the amount of work they do, we potentially need, more space,
Right,
bigger
more
studios. So yes, in like a 10-year like vision for the program, we just wanted to keep growing.
How many students are there in the program now? Do you know?
We usually have around 60.
Okay.
Wow.
But I think next year we're going to have more.
Awesome.
Because we accepted a lot of students and they all want to come.
That's so great.
Because it's actually a really, really good program.
Yeah, it sounds it. It sounds like there's going to be continued interest ongoing. So you need more studios for more students and more impact on their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about for you in the future? Where do you see yourself going as an artist,
I'm gonna
maybe?
find some time to sleep.
Priority 1.
5-year plan.
That's my priority.
1.
5-year plan, sleep. Second plan is do some dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, since I retired, I just keep, which I had conversations with other people that are my friends that are close to retirement. And I was saying that the moment you step off stage, which you guys can talk about this too, all these opportunities start showing up. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. Having a baby, you have to put a little pause on it and go, okay, I'm delivering this child. I'm going to get her through her first year and then I can focus on what's next. And I'm, she's almost 8 months. So I'm almost out of the yeah, because you can hold just so many juggle balls.
Yeah. Totally.
And then I can start sending emails out and saying,
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back and I would like to do this. But I am choreographing.
Oh my gosh.
At IU or?
No, yes, at IU. Sarah Roth and I are co-choreographing this piece that we're going to tour in California in March.
How fun.
So more details to come. But
okay.
Well, that's exciting.
So that would be exciting.
Here first?
Yeah. Yeah. Has it already been announced?
Actually, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We
I
love
love the scoop.
We love breaking news here.
Good.
All
We'll
right.
put more news out soon.
Just as one last thing, you said you were talking to some of your friends who are retiring soon. Do you have any one big piece of advice that you offer them about leaving the stage and kind of like coping with that being gone now and looking forward to something new?
Oh, such a complex question.
I know.
Which maybe we talked about it last time too.
Probably.
It's just, I think it's what I just said, is that once you step away from the stage, things do start happening. Like people do reach out and they're like, oh, you can come teach here. And then you talk to somebody and then it's like, oh, and then like the whole IU position, the way it happened with our beloved Violette passing. And
it's just like you have to be open to opportunities and just
You
allow
do.
them to come and say yes to everything, maybe?
no.
Not everything.
Yeah, not everything, but it's like, don't think that, working just in a company, it's the thing, or be afraid, oh, I don't want to be a teacher, so I don't want to teach at all.
Right.
Like you have no idea what happens when you're in front of students and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, I have all these things to say that I didn't think were important or... And then from there, you can do something else, or you can get, like, there's just connections. You have to keep yourself open and connected, and you really get to feel like all the connections you had. I mean, now we've been professionals for what, 20 years, You've created special connections here and there. Like my really good friend and partner, Carla Körbes, just got a job now at Oklahoma University as a professor.
Wonderful.
And that is from a connection that, I was talking to the director. So things happen. So
call your friends.
be nice people and keep your connections open and things will happen.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for chatting with us, Carla.
Oh, it's nice to
Appreciate
see
it.
you guys again.
Thanks.
Sorry if
Carla.
nothing makes sense in this
No.
conversation.
Thank you for joining us this week. If you would like to support the Conversations on Dance podcast, there are a few ways that you can help. Click over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Download episodes when you listen to allow our analytics to better understand our listenership. Join our Facebook group, Conversations on Dance, Friends of the Pod, or you can offer a donation. Conversations on Dance has always been and will always be free to our listeners. You can help us continue to create and produce this unique behind-the-curtain look at the dance world by visiting conversationsondancepod.com/support. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.